Lower taxes, less government, and self-reliance. They live here. Bill Martinez, live.
Hey, just the way you like it. Bill Martinez here, coming at you 3 hours every day, 9 to noon Eastern, 6 to 9 Pacific. Just about 19 minutes after the top of the hour, Jenny Beth Martin, president, founder, co-founder of Tea Party Patriots, is with us. Jenny Beth, here we were talking about people, being activated, having an activated citizenry, which is so critical, 5 minutes every day, and then you and I on the fly create a healthcare program that I believe would be a huge answer for everybody. And hey, I think this has potential. I think, you may have come up with something absolutely brilliant here.
I think you were the one who came up with something absolutely brilliant.
No, I think it was you. But no, I
certainly
think
worth
really,
something exploring.
Well, without a doubt. So we need to talk with, I think it was this one doctor that was delivery, I forget what they call it. His name, if I remember correctly, was James Brain. And the issue is direct primary care. That's the buzzword we're not hearing a whole lot of, and it goes along the lines of what we're talking about. And I imagine if we come to them and say, look, we got several million people here. I mean, how many million people do you think we could generate here? And saying, look, this is going to be the people's health care program, and $50 a month, here it is. You're going to have access, do all this, all your tests are covered for you. Pharmaceuticals, 10 cents on the dollar. Who wouldn't want to do that on a mass level? And the heck with the government. We'll just be off and rolling. We'll make it happen ourselves, and truly will be the people's health care program, and not something that's contrived and branded out of the brain trusts of D.C. because they want political credit for it.
Right. And if we can lower costs of health care for ourselves, we're going to wind up having more resources to take care of those who truly do need help. A more compassionate society, and we've often learned that we can do a much better job at charity than the government can.
Without a doubt. I mean, ever since the government stepped in, told the churches and all the other groups, get out of the business, and what they created was this incredible program called welfare. And how's that been working for you? I mean, It is just a big mess. Again, it's our government at work for us doing something. As my dad used to always tell me, he goes, make sure you use the right tool for the right job. The government is the wrong tool for the wrong job time and time again. And, and I think this is the opportunity that we have with a guy like Donald Trump, who is the classic CEO. He's the classic chief executive officer. He gets it. He understands return on investment. And this is what's going to turn D.C. upside down. It's going to be a long, hard battle, and whether or not he can get it fully accomplished in, the 4 to 8 years potentially that lies ahead. He's fighting a lot of forces here right now. And, of course, it's that, again, is evident with the nomination of Neil Gorsuch, isn't it?
It is, and we've got to really watch that over the next week and a half to 2 weeks. The Senate, Senator McConnell wants to confirm Neil Gorsuch before they go on their spring break at the end of next week. Mm-hmm. And now we hear the Democrats saying they're going to do a full filibuster and not approve him. So,
and you know why is that? You know why that is, right? Because we've got some things that are pending in the court that'll be heard in the first week of April. So if they can delay this past that time, that gives them a little bit more room to hopefully freeze some of these decisions that are critical. And, again, this is all manipulation and what they're doing. And I know that Mitch McConnell is a traditionalist. He does not, he didn't like the nuclear option that Harry Reid introduced. He's kind of let, the Democrats see the holster. But I think they're giving him little choice. He's going to have to take the nuclear weapon out of the holster and let it fly and get Gorsuch confirmed. What do you think?
Well, I think that Harry Reid already did that. I think that the ship has sailed, and it was only a matter of time before it winds up being used for a Supreme Court justice at this point. And you cannot, unlike legislation which can be amended, you cannot amend a person. Right. You either have to accept them or you don't. Right. And until in our country's history, we have not used the filibuster for Supreme Court nominees, certainly not the way, or for nominees in general, not until the last few decades. So it's not something that's gone on throughout our entire country's history. So I think we're going to have to watch it very, very closely.
I got to tell you, Jenny Beth, when I speak, I have like mini town halls every day. Whenever I'm around, people know, oh, Bill Martinez, you do a show, you know. So next thing you know, whether I'm at a coffee shop or I'm at the, health club railing, next thing you know, we've got several people. It's like mini town halls that go on. And consistently throughout, regardless of party, people are impressed with Neil Gorsuch. I mean, they go, wow, we didn't, as brilliant as Antonin Scalia was and how he served our country, and you're thinking, could there ever be anybody to fill his shoes? I mean, Donald Trump he couldn't have found a more perfect candidate than Neil Gorsuch. He is very impressive.
He really is impressive. And when I was watching the hearings last week, one of the things that I really liked so much about him is that he said that the law is his client and that he appreciates the difference between each of the branches of government, so that each branch is independent, and right. He's not going to try to write the law the way that Capitol Hill does, exactly. And he's going to interpret it and respect the law and do so through the lens of the Constitution.
Well, this is where separation of powers. Exactly. Separation of powers is so critical. And when you have judges that become activists, this is the other problem. This is the dynamic tension that is occurring in the rule of law, especially at this level, where you get justices, evacuating millions of votes with a stroke of a pen. It's like, wait a minute, when that happens, we got serious problems here in River City, and that's been going on for way too long. I mean, it's one thing to be on the edges, and I don't believe in activism whatsoever. I think it's a huge problem. This is what's refreshing for me when I hear Gorsuch speak in the same vernacular as one Antonin Scalia, because he says the rule of law needs to apply. And when judges start making decisions, when people can say, hey, look, the voters didn't give me what I want, so I'm going to go to mommy and daddy, and I'm going to run to the next higher court and find somebody who's sympathetic to my cause, and all of a sudden, next thing you know, the definition of marriage is being redefined by one homosexual judge out of San Francisco. Why not?
And that is certainly happening. They change penalties to taxes. They're making up law out of whole cloth sometimes on the court, and that's not the way our government is supposed to be set up.
Right. Interesting that they would do that for Barack Obama, but certainly not for one Donald Trump, and especially when the cause du jour, in terms of our national security, you would think would be preeminent, and why you would not honor the separation of powers and the responsibilities of each of the elements of our government that is so critical for them to be able to do their job. And, this is, I find to be problematic that things have become so political that our national security is being compromised to this moment because you have activist judges that say, just because it's Donald Trump, we're going to block this. It's almost, my knee-jerk reaction, Jenny Beth, is saying, okay, fine, all the refugees get to go to Hawaii. Okay, we're going to just send them all to Hawaii. Okay?
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is he has the authority to enforce immigration law. This is his authority. So it's a real problem that we're seeing with those courts, and it will ultimately move up to the Supreme Court, I think. And it's all the more important. It makes the next week's confirmation process all the more important. We've got to make sure that Judge Gorsuch gets confirmed at the Supreme Court.
And again, this is part of your 5-minute assignment, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Listen to Jenny Beth. Go to the website. Engage. You need to be activated, okay? Raise your right hand. We're going to send you a decoder ring and a secret password if necessary, but you're welcome to participate. In fact, we are commanded to participate because this is a government of, for, and by we the people. Jenny Beth, remind everybody how they can be in touch with you and to get activated.
Go to teapartypatriots.org. Again, that's teapartypatriots.org. Or you can text to the number 388873, the word Patriot. 388873, text the word Patriot.
And Jenny Beth, let's move forward. Let's get this healthcare system for the people together, okay?
All right.
You got it. Jenny Beth Martin, co-founder of the Tea Party Patriots on Bill Martinez Live.